Oh my god, yummy food! Yeah. So hungry! Oh. कुछ कुछ होता है Welcome.
What number are you?
45, I think.
45, you don't look a day over 23.
Yeah!
Yes! A little Dave Manson joke.
Garda, have you found our tent? All right, next to the restaurant. Easy access. Eh?
It don't matter.
What number is it?
45.
40.
45.
The lucky 45. So guys, oof, I am feeling it today. My head is full. Oh, hello. Thank you. 1 second. Thank you. Thank you. Get our mattresses in, guys. So yeah. So yeah guys, I am feeling a slight headache, I think, with this altitude. So I am going to take a paracetamol just to help me out. But check the view out from our tent. Amazing. Fine. The tent is just there today, yeah. I don't know where yours is, chick, you'll have to ask. Huh? Thank you.
Good. Flipping, I don't know how we're going to get on up there. I'm out of breath. You're very light, by the way. Right, welcome to Barafu Camp, everybody. It's pretty impressive because guess what? We're going to be doing this time tomorrow. We're not going to be here. We're going to be on the way down. So in the next 24 hours, this is what we call the pinch point. I've just made that up. But we call the pinch point, and the reason being is because this is really where phase 1 is accumulating to the point where phase 2 then begins. How many of you are on Dymox? Just put your hand up. Please be honest with me. Okay. How many of you done any altitude training type with a mask or chamber? So I'm talking about proper altitude training, sleeping in a tent, that sort of stuff. Excellent. Okay. So those who haven't, don't worry, it's absolutely fine. From my humble opinion, you don't need it for this hill. However, if this is your one time you'll always be here, you're going to set yourself up for success and do everything you can. So ultimately, whatever you've done, whatever your background is, whatever the reason for being here, you are here, and that's superb. We can confirm that the logistics team have taken the kit up to the crater, and in approximately 2 hours, they'll have finished building the whole thing.
Wow. So cool.
Now, when we came up that way, and we had the logistics team coming up this way, excuse me. Yeah. It's a mighty, mighty team effort. You've got two big teams coming up and converging on one. The timings went absolutely to plan, which we were delighted about. They got here first. Left here at 5 o'clock this morning, the main front team, and did that. They're going to be sleeping in the crater tonight, so the whole camp is set up. Now, in terms of exactly what we're going to be doing, I'll give you an overview now, only an overview, because between now and 6 o'clock, when we're going to have dinner, you need to start thinking about your kit. Does everyone enjoy lunch?
Yes.
Yeah. If you're starting to find you're struggling a little bit with it, remember, it's not food, it's fuel. Whatever's put in front of you, it's fuel. And I tell you now, if you don't eat it, you won't get up there. That's the black and white of it. Now, make sure your hydration is good as well. But in terms of your kit and your tents and sleeping space where you are, leave everything in there in terms of your sleeping bag. Just leave the sleeping bag out, pack everything else up, that's for later. But your day sack, you are not to carry any more than 2 litres of water. Don't carry any more than 2 litres of water. Okay? Very important you do that. Inside your day sack, also have your sun protection, because it's fierce. And also you've got your warm kit as well, so your extremities. So plan for an incredible starscape evening this evening. It's going to be fresh, the water will freeze at some point. So start thinking about how you can get in your pockets in front, not your day sack, your snacks and all the water. The closer you keep the water to your body, the less it's going to freeze. And just to dispel a couple of myths, when you blow back into your tube, it doesn't matter. You hear the bubbles going, it doesn't matter. There's residual water in the mouthpiece, and that's the thing that freezes. So last week, the water froze well before 3 o'clock, which is usually what happens. It froze at 1 o'clock. Now what you've got to do is make sure you hydrate properly here as much as you can. So 2 litres of water, sun protection, warm protection, that's extremities and also torso. And in terms of things about legs, whether you wear leggings or not, things like that, it's your choice. But you're looking at wearing maybe 6 layers. The more layering you do, the better. And if you can do it so you're unzipping and zipping rather than taking kit off, that's really important. Because as we go forward, you're going to be moving forward and you don't want to stop. What we will be doing is splitting the team into 2, and that is a logistical and safety measure because we've got a certain amount of guides. We've also got siloam sticks, so glow sticks, and we're going to be allocating those to the 2 teams. What will probably happen, the 2 teams will split probably into 2 again. It does not matter which team you're in. It's really important for you to understand that. Whatever team you're in, so whether you're team A, team B, it doesn't matter. Now, in terms of kit and what to wear, you're looking at about 6 layers. But you're going from very cold to very, very hot. You'll be coming down in this weather. Remember, going up there, Stellar Point, which is the crater rim, to Uhuru Peak, into the crater. You've got then from Crater Camp, there'll be nothing there. We're going to walk probably 15 minutes, Rob will be there and he'll take over. We're going to talk in more detail about that later. Do not think about it at all, it's not important. So it's a 100-metre distance. After that, we'll then go to Stellar Point. There's a nice scree run down if you fancy scree running, but be safe. Be with your guides. You're not allowed to leave your guides, and if they think you're strong and fit and you want to go for a scree run down, you tell them, ask them. Don't tell them you're going to do it and just go, you ask them. Try and be fully understanding that they are the authority on the mountain. Once we all get back to Barafu Camp, you may find yourself having 1 to 2 hours rest. So don't think you've got to quickly ramp everything up, get ready for the off, whether you're trekking or running, it doesn't matter. So we'll come here, we'll regroup, we'll check everyone's okay, and then we'll make a move from there. Believe Rob and I, when we say this, that rest is critical. The more you rest, even if you sleep for an hour, raise your feet up, you just rest, relax, it will do you the world of good and you'll feel great for it. Any questions so far?
Take pictures and then start.
And we come down gently.
Come
There's
down,
no race
rest.
coming down to here.
Only 1 to 2 hours, depending, right, on how fast your group summits.
Right, okay,
So-
I get it. And then you change, relax, and then you...
Yeah.
And then we
Oh,
run from
okay,
here down
that
to the
makes
next
sense.
camp. Yeah.
Makes sense. That all makes sense, dear.
Okay, so summit, and then relax, and then obstacles. Yeah, that's why we don't pack up our stuff.
They said pack it for safety, but we can leave our sleeping bags and everything out. So we're gonna go up, obstacles come down. We have 1 to 2 hours depending on how fast your group is, and then change for the run. And then we begin the first run, which is about 3 miles, under 3 miles. I don't know kilometers.
Yeah, about 5 k's.
Yeah.
Wow.
Almost not quite Z. So to swing that around, so it's we climb, we summit, we obstacle, we come down, we rest.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't rest up the top.
No. Okay. So after the summit, you're sort of going to the obstacle straight away.
Yeah, go down into the
You
crater.
go down 1 hour into
So it
the
takes
crater.
the crater 1 hour. Do the obstacles, and then you come back, chill, and then you're descending down. Woo!
Yeah.
It's actually happening.
Reality.
Reality's kicking in. So we've got Z Saloon doing all the hair for the girlies.
Looks awesome.
Yay. Just had some lunch and now just got into my tent. Just gonna relax for a couple of hours before dinner. Just did a bit of yoga, a bit of stretching, sort of. I'm obsessed about Thai oil and I've just been rubbing myself all over. This is my tent. And yeah, and that's my friend Garda's little bit. So yeah, quite excited because we've been waiting for this time. I've been training up for this. I am a little bit upset because I have a bit of a stomach ache. So yeah, but hopefully just took a paracetamol. Hopefully that should get better by this evening. And yeah, I'm going to take a nap now because my head is also hurting because of the altitude. We're around about 4,600 meters. And yeah, I've got a slight headache. So hopefully that will go away by this evening. But for now, it's a good night and I'll speak to you soon. This is the best camp with the best views, honestly. I'm just mesmerised about what I'm looking at right now. I didn't really have a nap. I relaxed a little bit and then, yeah, couldn't really sleep. I'm not really a napper. Feel much better though, had a bit of relaxation. Rubbed some Thai oil on my body again. I feel good. Gonna go and see what these guys are up to.
Here we go.
He could be saying anything and I could just...
Yeah.
Is this the honor system or can you go...
Hazy.
Right.
This is the honor system. Well,
This is-
yeah, you know.
Let's say this was a 9, I know it's
Yeah.
not.
Yep.
Okay, great, yeah.
I thought teabag was quite gentle at first.
I thought it went in your mouth.
Yeah, it's recording, it's recording.
Yeah, yeah. Is it not?
No.
Like that.
Yeah. From the app.
Okay.
That
yeah,
button?
yeah, yeah.
Hold it.
Okay.
So
One,
should I like?
1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, that looks cool.
I don't know, look at it. Wait.
Well sized tea bag.
Oh my God, look at that. Look at Cheyenne in the background. Cheyenne is going like this. Look. Oh my, I just got teabag.
Camera
Emily.
One of you all right? Just recording,
Oh.
David.
It's already recording. Can someone just hold it? Just put that somewhere. It's already recording. The other way.
Okay.
The other way.
So, would anyone like to know why we're here and what we're going to do? Dinner.
Put it down.
Yeah. Did everyone enjoy their food?
Yes.
Did you have enough?
Yes.
Okay.
More than. I made this, right? I made it.
Yeah, that's good.
Just, it's okay, just put, yeah. Okay.
Happy? Happy.
Okay, right. Well, this is it, isn't it? This is why we've come.
For dinner.
Yeah. Is anyone feeling slightly nervous?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, is anyone? No,
Slightly.
just yes or no, please. Is anyone feeling slightly excited?
Yes.
Has anyone done a little bit of wee-wee in their pants? Yes. Yes. No. I'm not talking about in life, right, because of here. Okay, good. So all of that is normal, all of it is good. apart from the wee in the pants. That's all fine. Now, the purpose of this is going to tell you exactly what is going to happen from here up and also back here. That's the section that we're going to talk about now. Good news is, anyone want to hear the good news?
Yes. Obstacles?
Rob and I love you all. Oh, that was a sick joke. The good news is the local crew that took the obstacles into the crater, they are all safe and they're happy and they're energised. Also, all the obstacles are set up and ready to go. The first time in the history of man and womankind have OCR obstacles ever been put up at a high extreme altitude. So you're part of something special. Apart from that, it's all easy. Okay, so just to give you the big picture so you're all aware, Rob will be going up with a guide to Uhuru Peak and then descending into the crater, making sure everything's fine, setting everything up. He'll be leaving at 11:30, and at that point everyone will be sleeping like little babies. So it's really nice to know Rob's getting extra pain, isn't it? It's good. He's loving that. Now, timings for you guys. You'll be woken up at 12. There will not be washy-washy. No. But we will be leaving at 1 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, all the other groups that are here, they will be leaving at midnight. So the good news is that we should, in theory, have a bit of space to manoeuvre and get ourselves up there. Regards timings, do not worry or think about timings. We have worked them all out, and we've also put everyone in 2 groups just to create a little bit of logistical management. Now, you're going to have 29 local experienced crew supporting us on the summit attempt. 29. It is massively in your favour in terms of the numbers. It's not usual, and it's way above exactly what the National Park and any other organisation put in place, but that's what we believe is the right thing to do. So you are in exceptionally looked after and good hands, so don't worry about what ifs, don't worry about if things change. People will be there to support you. You're in a very safe environment. Do not fear anything up there. Embrace the beauty of what's going to happen and what you're going to experience, please. It's very, very important. It's unusual probably to get up at that time, and it's night, you go for a walk, unless you're a proper weirdo. Yeah, everyone put your hands up. So we're going to be leaving at 1. Now, the way it's going to work, you'll be woken up at 12. The first thing you're going to do is say good morning to yourself, good morning to Kibo, and just smile. Force a smile, because we all know the feeling of happiness comes after the physical act of a smile. You don't feel happy, then smile. You smile, and then you feel happy. That's just the way it is. So please do that. Brush your teeth as well, because I don't want to be, and no one wants to be helping you if you've got absolutely gopping breath. So please brush your teeth. And if you're dying, it's like, you know, over the shoulder, you don't want the breath to smell, because it just puts everyone off. By the way, no one's going to die! Yay! It's just a joke! All right, so the next thing you're going to do is make sure all your kit is put in your duffel bag. Your bedding, just drape over the duffel bag and move to one side. The reason being, what we've organised since the last brief is that a guide will go and sleep in your tent to make sure it's secure and safe and no one will steal anything.
Wow.
So, as you're getting a personal concierge service as well. So when you come back down, you'll see your kit draped over your duffel bag. You just pull it over and just gonk out. What time are we leaving?
1.
So after you've done that, at 12:30, there'll be tea and popcorn available. There won't be any food. But what I would like you all to do, please, is drink a litre of water. A litre of water. It is so important you do that. Remember, this is about forced positivity. So you know what you need to do, and it will benefit you later on. Also, it's really funny to see everyone busting for the toilet as you're doing the summit attempt as well. It makes me laugh. Right, okay.
Not everyone gets there.
Yeah, that's it. Now, as we're going up on the summit attempt, it should take 3 hours. It may take 4 hours, bless you.
Thank you.
So the 2 teams, I've got a list of names here, and that's the last thing I'm going to tell you to do. Because one team will wait at this end of the tent, another team will wait at that end of the tent at 10 to 1, latest. So you've got to make sure all your bottles, anything that needs filling up, please put them on the table out there after dinner. So any water you need, leave them out there after dinner. Don't take any more than 2 litres. Few of you have come up to me and said, can I take 3 litres? The answer is yes, of course. Do not take any more than 3 litres of water. Okay, we went through exactly what's going to the day sack earlier on, so we won't worry about that. Now on to the serious stuff. Anyone that gets to the top, Uhuru Peak, at 8 o'clock will not be allowed to descend into the crater. So 8 o'clock is the safety cut-off for Uhuru Peak. You have to accept that, and you have to absorb it, understand it, and just accept that. So what will happen, if for whatever reason you're feeling really shattered, your focus is Uhuru Peak, you get there, it's 8 o'clock, the guides will be, congratulations, massive congratulations. You'll then turn back, go back the way you came to Stella Point, and descend to Barafu. At that point, you get into your tent, rest, relax, recuperate. Everyone accept that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. Good. Okay, now, just because we're splitting into 2 groups, it doesn't mean you've got a good group and a duff group at all. It's how we are going to manage the logistics of the guides and people and all the rest of it. Alrighty. Any questions so far on that?
No.
Yeah, Shine.
For the 2 liters of water, do you recommend doing that in a bladder or in your tube?
Yeah, so the question is 2 litres of water in a bladder or a bottle. Personally, I'd mix both. And the reason, excuse me, the reason for that is if your bladder bursts, if there's a malfunction in the bladder, you've still got a bottle. Now, it's probably going to get to the point where your water freezes. So you need to manage that. The closer your water is to your body, the warmer it is, and the better it is. There isn't any one-fangled way to actually do it. That's just the way. Now, your bottles, if you've got any cordial or squash, is there an equivalent in American language? Do you know what I mean?
Cordial.
When I say cordial or squash?
You mean the mixtures?
Kool-Aid.
You
Yeah.
mean mixtures? Like
Yeah.
Flavoured juice. So
Like cola tonic or...
it lowers the freezing temperature of the water, and if you put that in, that's great. And the next thing to do, you put your bottle upside down. Do check the top is tight, because when it freezes where the air is, so it freezes at the bottom. So when you take it out, you undo it, it should be okay. But there might be some frozen crystals and stuff in there, so don't worry about that. It's normal. Even though you thought it wasn't cold last week, and I thought it was. So I'm a bit of a pansy like that. Okay, in terms of your bladder and drinking tube, please make sure, if you can, you put it into your jacket pocket at the front. Every time you drink, just put the tube in as well. You know, your torso, you've got massive heat build-up under the arms. Torso, it's labouring, a lot of energy being expelled. So that's a great way just to keep it nice and fluid. Yes, Yara.
I was going backwards to, you said
Uhuru.
okay, so you said 8 o'clock, right? So
But you're not to worry about that.
but
though.
from there to the summit, about how
Uhuru Peak is the summit. So
okay.
8 o'clock, Uhuru
So we
Peak.
have to make it to the top by 8.
Yeah.
Where we don't descend and do
Yes.
the obstacle course.
Yes.
Okay.
So for those that, if you find yourself in a situation where you get to Uhuru Peak and you have to turn back, well, what have you achieved? You've just climbed the highest freestanding mountain in the world. Huge achievement.
Is there a limit on time to reach the
8 o'clock. Just what we were saying for last.
No.
Yeah.
The summit
Dave?
It's 8.
No. He can keep going.
Guide's decision. Guide's discretion.
Like if
Dave?
we don't,
Jared had a question about his summit attempt.
We could still summit, even if it's past 8 o'clock and we're still walking, we can still go to
If
the
you've
summit.
still got it in you, and if the guide believes that's okay, the question was, even if it's like 8:30 and you're still going to the top, if your guide believes that it's okay and safe, by all means, yes. By all means, yes. The guides are the authority on the mountain. Alrighty. Now, once we go into the crater, that's where phase 2 begins. Feels like phase 1's been going on forever.
It has.
It really does. Feels like we've been here for a month, but it's only 5 days. Bonkers. Once we go into the crater, the descent is a little bit tricky in places. Everyone, please understand, it is not a race to get into the crater. We're a team, we're still moving as a team into the crater. Once we're into the crater, it's approximately 15 to 20 minutes down, and then 15 to 20 minutes from the crater as you enter it to be received by Rob and the crater camp and all the obstacles we've set up. Now, we've got 2 world records. We've got 1, which is world's highest OCR. We've got 2, which is world's highest fitness class. What will happen? All of those, so I will be right at the front. Once all of those people come into the crater, you'll be met, you'll be medically checked, you'll have some soup, you'll be organised, and during that phase, as soon as you're ready, you'll come to one side, and as long as everyone's there, and we've got 30 minutes, those people there, we will start the world's highest fitness class. If you are not there, you will miss out on that. It does not mean you'll miss out on world's highest OCR, because you've got 2 hours in the crater. Don't worry about timings. It's a bit like you're doing your thing. Once those timings happen, you'll just be told. Okay? So acceptance is the big thing for this one. So the way that's going to work, there'll be 30 minutes, and the first 5 obstacles for the world's highest fitness class. As soon as you go through those, you'll have also achieved world's highest OCR. So 2 world records in 1 move. Don't worry about the detail. We've orchestrated it, planned it, and it's all good to go. So the way it's going to work, we'll do a small warm-up. So I'll lead that, and then I'll take you through, I'll instruct and then demonstrate the first 5 obstacles. Once I've completed that, then you'll move through. Once you move through, we'll do a token warm down, which won't compromise you moving forward. And it's a 3-minute medical check. So that is the warm down.
Is that after the 5?
After the first 5. So once you've moved through the first 5, then there's a 3-minute medical check. Anyone that doesn't do the world's highest fitness class, you will just move through each obstacle and it'll be a 3-minute medical check after each one. Is that fairly clear? Now, the chances are when you get into the crater, you'll have forgotten all of that. So we'll just move you around and get you in position. If anybody during the fitness class or during the obstacles is deemed symptomatic by the doctors, or if any of us see anyone just like not looking great, then you'll be taken to one side and further checks will be made. If at that point it's deemed not safe for you to be in the crater, your guide and you will then move out the crater and descend. I cannot stress how potentially dangerous this is. It's very potentially dangerous. If a decision is made, you have to just go with it. If anyone gets aggressive, if anyone starts answering back, you're disqualified from the whole thing, you're taken out the national park and you're taken back to the hotel. I won't stand for it, Rob won't stand for it, none of the guides will stand for it. Everyone needs to be respectful, you need to appreciate you're in a team environment and we operate something for everyone. And as Ian said down at Chania Lodge, it's about being nice, it's about being happy and enjoying. Does everyone accept those rules?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
I'll add some emphasis to that.
Yes,
so we're under federation rules, meaning the International Federation. It can be more than just disqualified and taken out of the park. You could get worse than that. You could get sanctioned or banned or have revoked for life. If you do something life-threatening, like it threatens the life of someone else in this group, which is a primary concern, then you may never be able to race again, ever. That's a revocation. That's pretty severe, but if someone does something that threatens someone's life, you're out. And we have federations in 108 countries. All of your countries, we have federations. And they will enforce that. And that'll extend to non-federation races like Spartan race, because we work very closely with them as well. Be nice.
Okay, thank you. Please bear in mind also, if you start to go, excuse the expression, man down quickly, some of the symptoms that happen with that is aggression.
Yeah.
But don't worry, because it doesn't matter what you're going to be like, we will be exactly how we're going to be like. And if it requires gripping you and sorting you out, then we will do. Because life is precious and we won't compromise that ever. You've got families, you've got loved ones, we want to make sure that you see them again. So we do care, but it depends on how the situation is to how we're going to be. But we will be compassionate, we will be caring, we will be kind, and we'll treat you with dignity, and we'll treat you with real love as well. We will, because it's hard, it's hard. So when it's hard, the emotion comes through, and that's what you benefit from. Some of you are going to go through this and you're not actually going to feel, you know, too troubled by the altitude, the fact we're at 50% oxygen saturation level up there. Some of you will probably thrive and you'll be really surprised and it will all be great. Some of you might really struggle, but we're here to protect you primarily. Yes, Finn? Sorry, red flags. Yeah, don't. Okay, so the question was, you know, what are the key indicators and symptomatic, you know, things that you can see with potential acute mountain sickness? The chances are you won't know. It's third party observations, so don't worry. It can be a whole host of things. All we want you to do is just to keep moving, keep enjoying, keep happy, and when it gets hard, because it will get hard, you keep moving. You remember why you're here. You remember the power behind you. We've been working on this with you for a couple of years now. Rob and I know your stories. We know why you're here, and we know a little bit about you. So make sure that you invest in that experience and you enjoy that experience and let it power you through. We're going to move slow, and it's all going to be good. Okay, so once you move through the obstacles, you'll then descend from Stella Point to Barafu here. It is not a race. It's a good scree run, if you want a scree run, but please work closely with the guides. The guides will make sure you're okay. Do not leave. If you leave your guide at any point, we will. If you're doing world's highest OCR, we'll disqualify you from the world records, and also if you're doing altitude OCR, World Championships, you'll be disqualified from those as well. So we want to get down to the Chania Lodge and everyone feel great and really good together, don't we? Yeah. So when you get down to Barafu Camp, you're going to go straight to your tent and just mong it. Recharge, close your eyes, get your feet up on your bag and just really relax. So we're going to start doing step by step, treating everyone like babies, you know, a bit of love, bit of food, bit of water, bit of rest, and so on and so forth. Now, once everyone's down, we'll wake you up. So don't worry about setting your alarms, nice. And then we'll start getting everyone organised. Those that are running will run, those that are walking will walk, and then it's to Millennium Camp. Once we get to Millennium Camp, it's basically tier medals. So we get there and you'll get your head down after a bit of food. The chances are you're not going to want to eat, but if you do, then great. But if you are just sitting in front of your food with a fork and going, what on earth do I do with this? Don't worry, guys, don't worry. Okay? Any questions on that before we hand over? Sorry, yeah, Yara.
Okay, so we do the first 5, and then there's a 3-minute med check.
Thereafter.
Those of us that choose to continue after, is it each obstacle 3 minutes, or is it after each attempt?
After each obstacle.
Okay, so we do the 3 attempts if it's needed.
Yeah.
And then 3, so it's not 3 minutes after every attempt.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So after each obstacle, 3-minute medical check, compulsory. You've got 3 maximum attempts on each obstacle. And by the way, this is altitude OCR. This is world's highest OCR. We don't want people just touching the obstacle and moving on to get the 10-minute penalty. Because guess what?
Purpose.
If you do that, you're disqualified from the whole thing. We're here to set new standards. We want sportsmanship, and we want courage, and we want effort, and we want good human value behaviour. None of this low-level nonsense that we see cruising around elsewhere.
So we have to use all 3 attempts?
No.
No.
Rob and Ian will go on to that in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
The obstacle questions in a minute I'm going to cover.
Okay. Yeah, Rob's going to hand over.
Sorry, Dave. No. How long generally then from the crater down to here should it take?
or depending on how you're feeling, it could take an hour and a half, a couple of hours.
And then the distance to Millennium?
1.2k.
No, to Millennium.
From Millennium, Rob will go on start.
I don't know how to sit on stuff, but you'll have to.
What was I gonna ask again? Mountain Madness.
Do you have to do them all?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. All right.